All right. Well, welcome back to the stream today. I hope you guys are having a good day. I have some updates for you between the last stream and this stream. And if you'd like to skip them in the replay in the VOD, you can timestamps below to skip ahead. But I just wanted to keep you updated. So when we ended our last stream, we were like 45 XP away from a level up, and I know that I spent the last level up doing a lot of video stuff in the stream, and it was kind of boring. So I wanted to go ahead and level up the characters off stream so that they'd be ready to go for today. I needed that 45 XP, and I tried to get a goblin alone and like fix that situation, but I aggroed a whole area in the Blighted Village, so a few people might be dead there. But we got our level up. I spent time going through some different specs and edits, so I wanted to let you know what those were so that you're not confused today. All right, starting with our main character, Payne, took her first level in Ranger. So we were doing this thief, Ranger, Gloomstalker, multi-class, but we've only taken rogue levels up to this point. Now we have a level in Ranger. It's not super exciting right now because we get most of our stuff at levels 2 and 5. But we did get an ability called Favored Enemy, which gave us a proficiency in investigation. I chose the Bounty Hunter option. I have Natural Explorer, which I chose Urban Tracker, and that gave us Sleight of Hand. So those are two things we already had from our Rogue build. So between Rogue, Ranger, and our Urchin background, we now have 8 different skill proficiencies, which is great. Basically, the only one we're bad at is intelligence-based skills that aren't investigation. And our investigation isn't great because we don't have a high int, but it's at least not negative. All right, and then I totally forgot that we were going to do that fun blaster build on Wyll. So I had taken the 3rd level in Warlock in our last stream, but we actually needed to put him into Fighter. So I respec'd him entirely. I started with 2 levels of Fighter instead of Warlock. A, I think that works well with his backstory, and B, it allowed me to take the saving throws for fighters are Strength and Constitution. Constitution is used for concentration checks. So if we have concentration spells in the future, I wanted to have that concentration proficiency. So 2 levels of fighter. I took the defense fighting style, which gives him a +1 to his AC when he is wearing armor. And then we also took, it also gives us Second Wind, which is a heal, and an action surge, which will be really fun when we get multiple Eldritch Blast Beams going on a little bit later. Then we took the 2 levels in Warlock. We lost a level in Warlock because I had leveled it up to 3, which is second level spells. So we lost our second level spells, but it still gives us Dark One's Blessing, which is the temporary hit points if we kill something. I took the same invocations that we talked about in the last stream. So we've got Agonizing Blast and Double Sight, and I figured out what Hex does, so I'm not confused anymore. I was right to be confused because it's not a super helpful buff in general, according to most everyone. We're most likely going to be going with Strength every time because that will lower their ability to resist shoving actions from our melee fighters, and their ability to like jump or move out of the way or things like that. We also may choose Dexterity if the situation calls, maybe Intelligence or Charisma if we're trying to reduce a caster's ability to counterspell us. Those are going to be really situation and probably not until a bit later. All right. I think that's it for him. Then those are the only 2 I was planning on respecking. Hello, welcome. Welcome for being here for the first time. Thank you so much. All right, so the last respec that I did that I wasn't planning on until about 2 a.m. last night, so I changed Shadowheart's subclass. So she's still a cleric. She was trickery before. And there's Shadowheart's like hard to change in the early game because she is so connected with her deity, and I didn't want to change the flavor of that. In one of my other games, I moved her into a war cleric, which is also really helpful and I think fits the Shar vibe. This one's a little bit further away, but I saw a suggestion for online. I thought it would be really fun to try out. We are taking, we're going to be mostly cleric with 1 level of wizard. This came from another D4 video. I'll make sure to put that in the description when we're done with the bot. I forgot to update that today. But it was the same person that we used for some of our other brainstorming early on in our character development. But basically, we're taking Tempest Cleric, and we're going to use like the dark power of Storm and Darkness and Energy to basically just give her some better abilities. Trickery Cleric is really fun, but it's hard to use. And as I was looking through my list, I finished the game. Also, I think that happened in between the last year and this one on a different character. I finished the game. I played through with Trickery. I switched things around. Trickery is fun in a tabletop setting. I don't think the abilities are very strong in Baldur's Gate as a video game. At least I don't play that way. If you like to charm and things like that, if you're into like the bard skills and everything, it can be a really, really, really fun build, but I don't use them very often. So we are swapping out things like Guy's Self, Charm Person, Pass Without a Trace, Mirror Image. I did use Mirror Image quite a bit, but that was the only like one I was really sad to lose. We are going to be gaining Fog Cloud, Thunder Wave, Shatter, and Gust of Wind, which are all super helpful spells that I use regularly. And the whole idea between this is that we're going to be using the Tempest Cleric's Destructive Wrath, that's the Divinity, to double damage on our Lightning Thunder spells. And by taking a level on Wizard, we get 6 extra spells for just 1 level of Wizard to choose from, which we can pick up Shocking Grasp and Ray of Frost as cantrips. That's not part of the 6 spells. And then we can also pick up Chromatic Orb, Long Strider. That's what these little swoopies around our character are right now. I buffed the whole party. It's a ritual spell, so it doesn't take a spell slot. It just means we get 10 extra feet of movement in combat, which is great. I took Jump, Magic Missile, Disguise Self, so we could keep some of that Cleric trickery vibe going on. And I also took Featherfall so that we can like just go jump around and not care. Also, investing in intelligence makes her Firebolt do something, which Shadowheart is well known in the community for missing a lot. And so by putting points into intelligence for the wizard spells, we also will hit more with her Firebolt, which is one of her elf skills, her elf abilities, but it has a different DC than the rest of her cleric stuff because it's not based on wisdom. War Cleric is also really great because you have Guided Strike, which adds +10 as a reaction for your channel divinity. So if you like really need your rogue to hit something, which I thought about on this build because we have a rogue, like, oh, if you miss that sneak attack hit, like it'd be so nice to be able to buff that. But I thought we'd try something different. The whole thing with this idea of the lightning spells in the video game versus tabletop is that in the video game, you can make things wet. You can have destroy water, or destroy, create water, and make these huge areas of water that can be electrified. So if you use a lightning-based spell and hit an area that's already wet, the enemies will take double damage from cold and lightning. But if we're using that lightning from our Destructive Wrath, Channel Divinity, then we can double the spell on top of that. So you're doing like 4 times the amount of damage than you would normally if they weren't wet and not electrocuted. So I haven't done this before successfully. I do have a Storm Sorcerer, but I haven't played her in a while. So we're going to see how this goes. It also gives her a heavy armor proficiency, so I bought her some chainmail. I dyed everything purple so that we're still in the Shar theme. I also bought her, Aaron has, behind us there, Aaron has a staff called Rain Dancer that gives us a free create water every day so that I don't have to use a spell slot for it. We have more options for earth spells, but we don't have more spell slots because we're just a full caster regardless. So I picked up that extra magic item so that we have an extra spell slot for our build. Yay. I didn't change Karlach at all. She's our perfect Wildheart Barbarian as she is. So yeah, today she does a little dance on the screen. So in between sessions, I cast Jump on everyone so that we'd all have longer movement speed. We're going to do daily buffs for aid at 2nd level for Shadowheart so we all have more hit points. And Karlach has Speak with Animals. So all those are prepped and ready to go. I have a couple more updates. I'm sorry, this is so long at the start of the stream here. That's why I'll have timestamps in the video. But whilst I was trying to get that extra 45 experience in the Blighted Village, I looted some of the random crates so that we wouldn't have to do that today. Found a couple books that'll be relevant. I'll read them later on. And I also found some blueprints and instructions for a weapon that I didn't want to forget to pick up today. And when we get to the area where that's applicable in, I'll let you know more about it. I also was going to find a smuggler's ring for us in this session on stream, but I accidentally ran right past it, so I just picked it up while I was there. That is on our rogue. It is found on a skeleton along the river by the Risen Road, if you're looking for it. It gives us +2 to stealth and +2 to sleight of hand, but it takes 1 point away from our charisma, which would drop us down, because we're at an even number now, it would drop us down to a +2 instead of a +3. So I'm not going to equip this by default right now, but if we know that we're going to go in a situation where we need stealth or sleight of hand, we can go ahead and sort that out. Also, I have a way to combat that -1 charisma a little bit later. Probably not today, but maybe during our next stream. We'll get to that. All right. Also, if you don't know, patch 3 is out. I haven't read all the notes on it, but I do know there's a magic mirror in your camp. So if you want to change your appearance for your tab, you can do that. It has to be a custom character. You can't change the origin character. But the only thing I did is I made her hair a little bit more coral, because we talked about it being coral in the character creation, and then it ended up being really pink in game. So I just toned it down a little bit. And I think that's everything. All right, so we are starting off today in the Grove. I wanted to come back here real quick because we need to go talk to Dammon. We have Karlach now, who we found in our last stream. So we are just going to go talk to our infernal mechanic over here. He is an infernal weaponsmith, not a mechanic, but he might be able to help Karlach out.
Thought I sensed an infernal around here. But you aren't from Elturel. What's your story?
I spent a good bit of time in the Hells. Enlisted against my will by the Archdevil Zariel. Same as you, I suppose, if you're from Elturel. The devils were delighted when your city was swallowed up. I thought they had you for keeps. Glad you got out.
I got lucky. It looks like you did too. And you brought some infernal machinery with you.
A little gift from Zariel. Keeps me burning hot.
Very hot by the smell of it. Might be burning out a piston ring or leaking oil. Mind if I take a listen?
So interesting. Every time he says it,
or your eyes will melt
you might be leaking oil, even though you're a person. Strange differentiation there.
Phew! You really are burning up. Whoever put that engine together tried to house metallurgized Dammon valves inside a Ragnak's alloy casement. Very risky. I might be able to help, but I'd need infernal iron.
Don't worry, we have plans.
And a prayer that my hammer will survive the work. That thing isn't meant to operate outside of Ernest. I'm not sure how much longer it'll keep running the way it's going.
Will you be able to turn down the temperature a little? Worried I'm gonna go in for a handshake and singe someone's arm off one of these days.
I'd worry about surviving the night first. But help one, help both. If we can cool you off, it'll stabilize your engine and allow you to touch whomever you please.
I ship the two of them so hard. I know everyone loves Karlach. We are hopefully going to love Karlach in this playthrough, but I ship her and Dammon so much. All right, let's go ahead and ask.
I've sensed some during our travels. It has a pull to it. Absolutely magnetic, once you know what you're looking for. I can show you where I'd look.
All right, we'll keep our eyes out.
Meanwhile, I've still got plenty of weapons and armor in stock if you're looking to load up.
Oh, he just took us right to the screen. We are good for now. I spent all of our money yesterday
Forged from the heart.
buying that chainmail and the staff for Shadowheart. So let's hop on over to the Blighted Village, where we will not be greeted by goblins when it's still kind of frozen over there. So we have a couple of basements to check out here. We're going to start off over on this side.
Seems simple enough. Bet I can crack that open.
We need the guidance, probably not, but we'll take it anyway. Oh, maybe we did need the... With the 2, we needed the guidance. All right, we still made it, it's fine. 1 single gold piece. Moldy cheese. Not the good kind of cheese mold. Although, if you ask me, there isn't a good type of...
Why are we slowing down?
Sorry. I'm not a huge cheese fan, I know. But we're going to make our way over to this other room, which is going to have a couple things of interest for us. Right, so above this, there is a house that has a floor that is covered with calcified spider webs, I think is what they're called. But if you break those, you can come down this way if you don't have lockpicks. You would take fall damage, though, unless you want to cast Featherfall. And then we have this furnace over here. So if we go to turn this on now, the regular fire. But let's look around and see what we can find. All right. I forget exactly where. Maybe it's over here. Something. Oh.
Trap. Be cautious.
Oops. That's what I get. That's fine. Here we go. Highcliff's blueprints. That's what I was looking for. We have precise arcs, neatly drawn lines form the blueprints of these 3 weapons. A greatsword, a sickle, and a dagger. Each the length, I can't read today apparently, each length and angle is marked with exact measurements, and forging instructions are printed carefully along the bottom of the page, emphasizing a useful ingredient, Susur bark. Susur bark can only be found, can only be applied to an ordinary unmodified blade. Up top, what I was picking up before is that we've got these faded instructions and faded blueprints. So together with this, we have a new quest objective. See if we can find it. Finish the masterwork weapon. We discovered that Susur trees can be found deep within the Underdark. We found blueprints for a masterwork weapon, and all we need to forge one is some of that bark from the tree. So we're going to hang on to that information when we go to the Underdark so we can find some Susur bark. And when we do, we can come back here and forge a weapon. I blew up all of these chests because I had clicked on it instead of right-clicking on it to disarm and opened it from further away than I was expecting, but it's fine. And there is something else great down here. Did I blow up the ladder? I did blow up the ladder. Karlach. Yes, your singing is lovely. Okay. How heavy is that chest? Can I move it where... Can I pick this up? Excellent. Thank you, strong lady. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna drop this on the ground and use Payne. Ooh, locked.
And, well, in it. I wonder what's past this.
Watching these streams really emphasizes how much I missed despite thinking I was being so thorough. Yeah, there's so much to find, and there's things that I didn't get on my first try. There's things that I've looked up, like, honestly, like, I didn't know everything that I know from playing. I would try and do things first, and then if it didn't work out, or if I got really, really stuck on something, I'd look it up. Or sometimes I was watching someone else play the stream, and then I was like, oh, didn't know that existed. So here we have some infernal iron for Karlach.
Infernal metal! This can help Dammon patch up my engine.
That's awesome. We also found a steel forged sword, which we are absolutely going to equip. That is a +1 sword. So now we have 2 magical weapons by passing any weapon. Creatures that can resist non-magical weapons can't resist. There's both types in the game, but it'll help us be a better person. Better fighter. So here we have the specs for our infernal iron. It just explains looks like. They're questioning where it came from. It was a gift from Redacted. Smells faintly of sulfuric odor. Forging unsuccessful, will not melt or warp at standard temperatures. So, that will be helpful. And we can hop right back on over to the grove. But to be time efficient, let's finish clearing out
How much further can I go?
Blighted Village. Oh, I forgot to show you this too. You don't already know about it. We're going to do this in another video. Oh, we're not grouped anyway. Karlach, you come over here.
The hammer's gonna fall!
Do we have a bludgeoning weapon? Take out her fancy sword and switch it for a club. Bash in.
Hey!
You come here, please. You. Do a smash. Did we do a smash? Oh, have we not found it yet? Is that the problem? Come here. Thank you. There we go.
This went overlooked.
Again. There we go. All right, so through here we have the Whispering Depths, which is one way to the Underdark.
All right.
But we'll just
What
save
now?
that for later.
Very well.
Not above looking things up. I'm playing to have fun, not to prove. Yeah, exactly. Same thing goes for like, I'll have a negative opinion of save scumming, and it's like I'm not gonna change roles if I didn't get something, but if something like genuinely upsets me, like that we didn't get, or like a major story beat that went horribly wrong, like just reload your game. It's fine. Unless that's not fun for you. If that's not fun for you, then play however you want is what I'm saying, and don't judge others for playing the way they want. All right, so we have a bunch of stuff in this building as well, and we're gonna have quite an adventure downstairs. But let me pick through the Apothecary first. Glad you could join us today, Katie. Fun chatting. Right. I did loot over here, I think. Yes, not yesterday. The last time I was playing, just to make sure that we had it. Using my item finder to find the helpful potions amongst all these empty bottles. I would normally probably loot like everything here. But I'm not going to do that since we're on stream. We're just going to try and speed through as quick as we can. Ooh, a potion of speed. That's always nice. Right, we have a wooden hatch here that we're going to use in a moment. Surprised our tiny little gnome hands can reach that. We're clipping the wall. I can't see what's there. All right, I think we got everything of note. Oh, extracts rule of 3. This is just to help you if you don't know how to do alchemy at this point. It'll tell you like you're supposed to use 3 at a time. But as we talked about in the last video, it's easy just putting extract all button. That's how I always do it. I don't usually go through and all right, let's head down into this wooden hatch. Just to show you kind of where we are on the map, we are directly south of Thay Point. Right, and for this room, I try and take some kind of approach. We're gonna just move clockwise around the room so that we don't miss anything. 4 potions of healing, yes please. Another potion of healing over here. Not gonna bother looking through those. You can take some bed linens if you'd like. There are a lot of items that I'm a little bit sad that there's like nothing to do with them. Ingots in particular. I was collecting all my ingots in my first playthrough until Act 3, and they weren't for anything. I heard in early access there was like a forge or something that you could use them on, but I don't think that made it into the final game. So I was just carrying these ingots around forever, and then finally sold them for money.
What's that?
All right, so the what's that is for a lever on the wall back here. Let's make sure I have it that room.
What's hiding here?
That is going to move this bookshelf to reveal a door over here. Get everything. All right, there's a couple of mushrooms back here. And this interesting little underground cave. Now, speaking of things that I have seen other people do on the internet,
Bet that will fit in my
I
pack.
always avoid the fight here. There's a fight here that you can trigger, and ever since, wait, I don't want the poo scraper. No, thank you. No, thank you. There's a fight in this area that you can entirely avoid. And the first time I did it, it went really bad, and I've avoided it ever since. But I've heard that you can get a summon down here. So I've only heard about it, and I haven't done it before. So we're gonna have to try and see how it goes. But
What's that?
it's up for later. This upcoming battle was really tough. Yeah, it's a hard one. And there are multiple tricks to it too. So especially as my first playthrough, and being low level and not like knowing what the tactic was, not knowing what set things off. I'll stop being cryptic for those of you who don't know. These caskets aren't things that you can just loot. There are creatures inside of them. So we're going to split up our party, and we are going to place them strategically where we want them to be. We're going to let Payne hide over here. Wyll being our fighter now. Maybe be a little bit closer to the action. Shadowheart is going to come back here. Now, I would want to like wet the area first, save an action, but I don't know if that'll apply. This build is new to me, so I don't know if that'll apply to the things that come out of the caskets. So we're going to initiate combat first. I'm going to save, and let's get started. We are surprised by this agile guardian, and he's gonna shoot us with arrows and wake up his friends. He gets to act twice because we were surprised and didn't know that he was here. Oh, you get to release 2 of your friends in the same turn. Great, excellent. All right, we are all going at the same time, which is actually great. So we're going to first move Shadowheart over here and drop some water on the... Oh, you have to be close for that.
Keep going.
And drop some water over here. And you know what? Just to see how this goes, since this is new for us, let's drink one of those potions of speed. I want to do the thing on the same turn. So we're going to use Chromatic Orb to cast Lightning. Lightning, yes. You can see this is an area of effect. So yeah, let's use it. We're going to use our Channel Divinity Destructive Wrath to maximize our damage. We don't have to roll for it. It just does max. 32 damage. Excellent. I did think it would ricochet to the other guy, but that's fine. That's fair. It's good. We're going to move back here. We have our Potion of Speed, so we have plenty of movement on us. And that whole area is now unoccupied. So she can end her turn. Let's bring Karlach.
This is my happy place.
Up here. Careful not to get into the sparks. Let's rage before I forget. We have the Bear Heart, which reduces all incoming damage except for psychic. Not enough movement. Rude. All right, I guess I should have just opened another casket and tried to attack one of them.
I smell blood.
Let's
No choice but to
see.
keep going. One day I'll catch a
Get a
break.
sneak attack off. I have a lightning arrow. Yeah, that's not a sneak attack, but it's a lightning arrow, and we kill him anyway. Great. We don't have dual crossbows yet because we haven't found hand crossbows, so we are just going to The hide again?
Soft
I'm not in a
whisper.
hiding spot. We can dash. We should have done that first.
Very well.
All right, and then Wyll. Poor Karlach ran over here, and there's not going to be anything for her to fight next turn. He's not going to kill that straight off, so it'll be fine. All right. Anything else that we are doing this turn? I think we are
Ready
good.
for another round?
I guess she can try and make a ranged attack. It's going to be a disadvantage, so but we may as well not use our action. Fine. All right, then they get to go. Oh, okay. And let's go again. Let's let Karlach attack this one first. Sure. Oh, okay. Didn't know that was going to end the turn. We still want to... There it is. Oh, I opened up the right one. Great. I wonder if you can just open this one up to begin with, because I didn't know which casket it was in. So I wonder if you open this one and none of the other ones. If you did it. So we don't have to open the other ones. We can call our party back together.
Have to keep going.
Make sure we got everything here. Yeah, that 32 damage from Shadowheart at the beginning is much better than missing a firebolt every turn. Got an arrow of Ilmater, which stops things from healing, which is pretty fun. Let me look at this scroll. Let's see. That was fun. Had to defend a turning undead. Okay. I'm not joking. I have played, I don't know how many hours this game so far, but it's over 300 at this point, probably. I don't think I've ever used Turn Undead. I have a bias against it in tabletop, and I think that's just carried over. I know it's a good spell. I know there's plenty of undead in this game, and I will try to use it during our playthrough, but I always want to use my other channel divinities, so I never use it. But I should. I definitely should. All right. Where was... Oh, there it is. Okay. I was like, where's the scroll? Okay. Scroll of Summon Quasit. We can summon a Quasit from the lower planes, and the scroll is destroyed upon use. The familiar can turn invisible and scare enemies. And I think that I read, and this is kind of what, like, there were a lot of ideas bouncing around in my head, but I was like, well, what if we give Shadowheart a level in Wizard, and then she can learn spell scrolls, right?
There's no time to
I
waste.
don't know if this works the same way. It does. So we could learn it on Shadowheart and then have Quasit familiar. We could have also done that with Wyll if we took Pact of the Chain, which I think we decided against, but also we're not taking another level of Warlock for him. We're going to do Sorcerer the rest of the way. So that'll be fun. I also heard that there was an interaction with the scroll about like not even having to learn it, but getting like a free cast of it. So we might not do that today. I might research it a little bit more just to make sure that we're getting the best use out of it. If there's a way to learn it and not have to use a spell slot to summon him, that would be really cool. Or we can just learn it and not rely on the internet. I'm gonna think about it, and we'll get back to it. All right, we're gonna give the spell scrolls though to Shadowheart, and just move our inventory over to Karlach because, oh no, Karlach didn't have her sword. I'm sorry, Karlach. Move all these things over so that I can to be good. Is there anything else important from that fight that we need to look at right now? Don't believe so. We do have a healer's log, and this just talks about the healers from this apothecary. Pause it if you want to read it. And we also have, oh, no, we looked at that already. So we're good. Good to go.
Now what might you be hiding? I'll go this way.
There's something else over here that might have gone very badly for me the first time I was here. I have since learned. Who has... I think we have Shadowheart do this conversation. I'm trying to think if it's a charisma-based check or if it's intelligence-based, because now that she's super smart. Let's do it on Payne. See how this goes.
Let's move.
Speak your name.
We can lie and give her a fake name, or we can tell her our name. I think Payne is going to give her a fake name.
I do not know this name. If you are known to my master, step forward and declare yourself an ally.
Yes, I am an ally.
Only a true ally of Ilyn Toth may pass. What think you of the Zolkir known as Zastan?
We failed our history check that was intelligence based, so we might have gotten more information in this game with Shadowheart. Sorry, I'm going to metagame here, but we're going to say a foul creature. Terrible guy.
You are no Zolkir, but are you wise? Tell me,
But
why might one use balsam ointment?
and this is why you want to read your books, folks. If you read your books in this game and you have a conversation interaction, like a interaction, even if you don't physically read the books, if you open the books, it'll give you other dialogue options. If you don't read the books, it'll just give you 3 options. Here we have an extra option that we found it in the journal upstairs. That, or we can say that we know because we're a ranger now. That option.
Acceptable. Finally. If you could see anything in me, what would it be?
There is a wrong answer here. We are going to say that we want to get rid of the worm.
You seek to survive. You seek power. Be welcome.
Thank you, creepy mirror. So the mirror's going to let us pass. If you fail that check,
Laboratory. What were they hiding down here?
it's bad. I don't want to spoil it for you if you want to have that encounter, but Mir gets real mad at you and becomes a difficult encounter. All right, so we're just going. Oh, we just helped ourselves to a seat there. We're just going to pick up the important bits here. Going to pick up the important bits here. That book, since it gave us a note there, I'll go ahead and read it now. The book is filled with pages and pages of observations, tracking travelers and people in the village. You turn to the final pages, and it's going to give a log of all the merchants that have been through. It mentions someone from Kalashite, from someone from not Thayan, Rashimi, question mark. Not Thayan, not Thayan, not Thayan, but dangerous. So they seem to be interested in Thayans. That in mind. And the other one has strange alchemical sketches and formulae written plainly with some rune scripts that you recognize. These are guides to transmuting metals and recipes for weapons of war. So that's an interesting thing down here. But we do see that the book is concerned with reanimating dead flesh. So that's, slightly concerning. That's actually our way out, so we're going to go there later. We come over here. There's a bear.
A young cave bear, killed and stuffed before its teeth were fully grown.
All right. So we have notes here on necromancy. Try and raise dead, reanimation, speak with dead, clone, reanimation, resurrection, true resurrection. I've reached the limit of my skills and resources. This book offers help. Dare I accept? So he was referencing a book.
Always room for more.
Maybe we'll find that in a moment. Skeleton had 4 gold in it for some reason. Buys a book. This is about hags. While the number of trinkets and bargains a hag personally acquires means that her powers will be unique compared to that of her sisters, hags as a whole can still be divided into subcategories. Night hags, named for their ability to haunt a mortal's dream, slowly devouring vital essence until a victim's soul can be trapped into the hag's soul bag. They are known for being petty and selfish. Sea hags are known for devouring their victims whole. Sea hags can terrorize and kill with a single look. They reek of fish and are incapable of making a proper cup of tea. Green hags, they're beautiful. They're powerful. They speak not an ill word against them. I wonder if this book was written by a green hag. Imagine encountering one of those. Truly, never indeed. AKA probably next time we stream. Possibly. All right, we found Braces of Defense. You gain +2 to your armor class as long as you are not wearing armor or holding a shield. We get to give those to Karlach. Oh, wait, she's wearing her ragey ones. Oh, we haven't used that once. Okay. Yeah? Yeah. All right. I usually am playing a spellcaster that doesn't wear armor, so I would normally wear those, but I don't. All right, we are going to walk over here. We are going to separate our party. Shadowheart is going to cast guidance on us. We are going to try... Oh, no, not you.
Can't give up now.
We are going to try and be a careful little gnome as we face this ironed off portion of the basement. Flying colors, we got a 28 when we needed a 10. Disarm that trap. We failed another perception check, which the guidance was supposed to help us with.
Trap. Be cautious.
We see these 2 traps at least, so we can disarm them. A hint, if you're new to the game, if you fail a perception check, it's probably a trap or buried. So if you hear that noise, you just proceed with caution. We also see some glowing eyes down here in a book. Not common at all. So on the table, there was that note that mentioned a book, and he wasn't sure if he should indulge in it, I guess. We're going to go into turn-based mode. There's a trap underneath the book on this plate that we didn't see, so we are not able to disarm it, but we are going to attempt to put down a cup of water. If that works.
Might be useful.
We're running behind the backside of the table. Oh, no. All right, still set off the trap, but since we're in turn-based mode, I can disarm it. And we've disarmed the gargoyles that normally shoot fire. I don't know which parts of the things you need to do. It probably would have been fine since we disarmed the gargoyles, but we'll just be extra safe.
One day I'll
Disarm everything and close the door behind us. And now we have the Necromancy of Thay.
The book is locked tight with no visible keyhole, only an oval recess in the cover's mouth. You try to examine the book, but the longer you stare, the more those piercing amethyst eyes draw you in.
Curious. Why don't you take a closer look? I'll observe from back here.
Please don't open the creepy book.
We surely shouldn't leave such a threat out, where anyone could stumble across it.
I love Karlach's, please don't open the creepy book. Yes, definitely want to pick it up for sure. Welcome, welcome, huzzah, glad you're here. All right, we can drop the tome or put it away. I don't think we're going to use it, but I don't really want to open it down here, so we're just going to put it in our bag. We're going to put it in our quest bag for some safekeeping. I have yet to use this book in any of my playthroughs. I want to use it at some point, but I haven't found the right character. All right, we're just gonna finish up in this room. We have some, I wish you could pick up these cool skulls. We have a lever here. Not supposed to open the door and let us out. We could also go back the way we came, but I believe, haven't checked this area yet, right? If we were, that's why I go in a circle in this room, because otherwise I'm just doomed to get everything I've already checked. We're already back there. Perfect. Unworked. A couple more barrels and we can head on it. No, I don't know if paintings do anything in this game. I haven't explored a... You are supposed to be on site. I'm gonna start collecting paintings just out of curiosity in this playthrough, and I'm just gonna send them to camp. We don't need to carry them with us, but I'm curious if something in Act 3 has helped with that. I don't think it is, but we'll have the goblins arguing outside. They don't know we were here. They don't know we killed their friends that way. Right. Let's head on up here. Oh, does that key open the chest in over here? I didn't open this yet because I wanted to do it with you all on stream. I usually lockpick it. The key from downstairs opened it. Right. Yeah, I end the game with like on my one character with like 150 keys. So I just had Astarion unlock everything. I was like, oh. So we have a haste helmet I usually give to Astarion, but we can wear it in this game. At the start of each of our turns in combat, we gain momentum, get an extra move at the start of our turns. Take off our leather cap and do that, and we can give our leather hat to someone else. It counts as light armor, so we can't give it to Karlach or her AC will drop, but we can give it to Wyll. And we can leave that showing. That looks fine on him. Oh, I looted the fish bucket already. So many keys, all the keys. I think I got everything else in here. There was one thing up here I wanted to get with you all, although we don't need it anymore because we have the short sword that we found downstairs, but I'll still show it to you anyway, in case you don't know about it. Her climbing up these rocks is so cute. All right, Karlach, would you mind looking at this meat on the fire?
A feast fit for an ogre. You notice a peculiar dagger protruding from the tough, leathery meat.
Go ahead and grab that dagger. I have failed this and broken the dagger before. But we get it. Karlach's good.
You yank the dagger free, leaving a narrow slit behind.
Very pretty. So this is just a way to get another +1 dagger early on in the game if you need one. Again, our short sword is going to do for damage. Wait. Hold on. Why is this using... Oh. Yeah, okay. It's offhand, so it doesn't add the proficiency bonus. Or the dexterity bonus. It's fine. We're good. Always in sleight of hand, yeah. I didn't have Karlach in my first playthrough, so I didn't find her, like where she was, and I wasn't looking for my first playthrough, so I found her. So I use sleight of hand for most things, but this time around, I think everyone is full up on weapons, so we can set it back to camp. In case we ever need Astarion to join us for some reason and want to give him a magical weapon. But that'll do it for up here.
Soldier?
Should have done this when we were down here again, but one more encounter over here that I thought might be fun. We're definitely going to use Payne for this interaction.
1, 2, tie my laces. 3, 4, sideways faces.
I haven't heard that line from Karlach before.
Let's get going.
All right, so in here there are 3 ogres, and in my first playthrough, like, I didn't know that talking with them was an option, and so I ran away from them and never interacted with them. But we can see that Lump the Enlightened is talking to Chalk and Bank.
Breathe deep and
Bank.
move.
Bank. All right, got that right. Go see what they're up to.
Tastes like chicken. No chicken. Tastes like fish. Gentlemen, contain yourselves. This quarrel sours our feast. Besides, tastes like pork. And what surprise is this? Brothers, look here. I have eyed yet another prize. Fortune favors our bellies. Stranger, be you friend or food. The mark is her measure. Show us the brand of the absolute.
Right, so he is asking for the brand of the absolute, which we have seen on other people. If you remember back to fighting Flend, that glow on the eye that flared, and I think Edwin did it too. But we have a couple of different options here. Let's just compliment him first. You're quite elegant for an ogre.
Am I not astonishing? A robust diet makes for a shrewd mind, you see. I am a gourmand. And you, a delicacy. Unless you bear the mark, of course.
I'll do one better. I'm one of the Absolute's chosen disciples. We're gonna try and deceive here. Gonna add our guidance from Shadowheart. Great. In future playthroughs, I'm gonna try getting the mark. Yeah, I did it on one of my characters.
Indeed. How regrettable that your meat must go unsavored. Food? Food. Not food. Friend.
These guys crack me up. All right. I noticed you don't bear a brand of your own either.
I've no use for the absolute, or any god. I follow 2 masters only. Gluttony and greed.
Fair.
The goblins understand my appetites. They sate my hunger for gold. And the rest sate my hunger for meat. Boss goblin give gold. We check brand. Good deal. No talk.
Lump, that wasn't very nice. Forget the goblins. You should be fighting for me.
I am, by all accounts, a student of higher commerce and extortion. Make me an offer. Tempt me.
In the chat, my cat also follows only gluttony and greed. I love it. Cricket is still sleeping in the other room. All right. We can lie and say we'll pay them after killing's done. We can deceive. Oh, there's just 2 options for the same thing. Persuasion, I'll play you in the flesh of your fallen. You'll have your fill. I like that one the best. It's fun. And we don't have to pay them. It is a DC of 20. Fingers crossed. Oh no. I think we have inspiration. Maybe? Okay. There we go. Fun fact, in all my playthroughs, I have not ever paid them money. Sorry, guys.
A brilliant notion.
I'm brilliant. What can I say?
Bone to my aching belly. We have a deal, my tasty kibble. Take my bone horn. One blow and the ground will quake with my family name. Use it when the need arises, and never a moment before. Ogre kill everyone around, then Ogre eats them. Well spoken, indeed. Ogre kill everyone around.
Sounds good.
We will keep close. When you are ready, sound the horn.
All right, another fun fact. We got pyramids theme inspiration, so we earned that inspiration right back. I always forget to use them.
Something over there.
So if you're in chat here and here in the future when we are at the Goblin Camp, please remind me because I will forget. But he has given us his war horn. Let's put it on our bar so we have a slightly larger chance of remembering. And we can summon them to come fight for us. I would like to see how that goes. We have a tiefling here. You just pick up things from her, right? Okay, just the Tarnished Locket. I thought there was a book for some reason. Nope, don't put it on. Opens to reveal an intricate illusion of a stone tower. The words El Terrell, strength and unity are inscribed across the top. Let's get Shadowheart. Speak with it. I've only ever killed them, the ogres. Oh no.
The tiefling's corpse stirs with the spell.
You would have gotten a good magic item, though.
The tiefling's body has been torn open by huge hands.
All right, poor tiefling. What brought you to this village?
Strange warriors. Gold. Skin. Silver blades.
She's talking about the Githyanki. Where did you see those warriors?
Mountains. Road. Gate.
I mean, I don't feel like we need to ask one of these questions, two of these questions, really. The other one seems rude, but let's ask what value they had on them.
True sight. No coin.
So, pretty sure the ogres did this, question mark?
Ogres. Hungry. Bloodied. Screams.
And where are you from? I'm pretty sure it's Eld.
El Terrell. Zoru. Friend.
So we talked to Zoru, I believe, on the stream when Lizelle was with us in the village. So let's see if there's anything else here.
No time
Remember,
to waste.
typically picking up some books.
Just check for anything useful.
Oh, I also meant to mention when it happened, over here, we got a perception check for that beam. I don't know why it's there. So if you shoot down the beam, you can knock down the upper part of the floor. But the thing is I've tried to drop it on the ogres, like, for combat, and it did nothing. So I don't know what it's supposed to do. We have more volumes of A's for Azzinoth. We've got, I think we've done that one, Ementor, Asmodeus, and Oral. Maybe we haven't done that one on the stream. Saloon, Shar, and Sylvanas. And then this is a story. About a beholder. And then whilst we're doing books, let me just pull these up really quickly. This is one I picked up last time. Esteemed reader, while this journal is no stranger to surprising news from the outermost reaches of our fair land, I must warn that this season's edition contains news some might find, in a word, shocking. It might be that the cult of the Absolute, reported by our agents in Eltragard, will fade like any other, but reports of alliances between Goblin and Loath-sworn Drow, Troll and Duragar, are particularly causes for alarm. The seriousness of the enclosed report is quite unique in our history. Prior to the publication, messengers were sent to localities including Baldur's Gate, Scornwell, and Candlekeep. Let us hope that these reports are received proper gravity for the safety of all. Mingus Etcherly, Editor-in-Chief. That is a bit of foreshadowing for us. We also have the Order of the Gauntlet. Good is the absence of evil. This was in I think both of these were in Anders' Toll House area. It explains like good, law, and justice. So that's just some information if you want to read them. I think that'll be it for now for the reading. It's super disappointing. The beam, yeah, I know. I don't know if I'm missing something. I don't know if I'm supposed to do something else, but I've never been able to find that. I have something that isn't disappointing as we kind of move out western direction now. I'll show you in just a moment. Folly in the Fall, a tragedy in 4 parts. It is clearly old, but managed to hold its print over time. About a play. Part 1 is the loss of Netherthil, the great wizarding empire in the humanities Age of Wonder. Part 2 of the great mage Karsus, his belief and terrible godhood, the ruin he wrought. Part 3 of Netheril's fall and 1,000 years of shade and Shar's subversion. Part 4 of Netheril's return and its shadow falling upon the land. Those are all very relevant to our story. We have an old school book.
Might explain what happened here.
Attendance logs filled with ancient pages. The pages, as pages and days progress, more and more pupils' names vanish from the entries. An urgent script, a note in the margin states that someone has to investigate what's become of the missing children and their families.
Shadowheart's attention is fixed upon the contents of an old journal.
We should keep moving.
So I knew about another interaction that I was just saying I was going to lead you to next. I don't think I've ever had Shadowheart open that book here. It's always been my character, and I haven't gotten this cutscene before.
Nothing. The trick of the light.
I want to know, but I don't think she's going to tell me. Don't take me for a fool. I'm going to save first in case she gets really mad at me.
I'll take you as I find you. Now let the matter rest.
Okay.
Let's just move along. Time's a rare currency for both of us.
Yeah, that went about as well as I thought it would. While we're on that note, walk you over. Walk this way. It took me several times to find this voice line, and I kind of geeked out over it once. Are we not saying it? Did we already find this in the last session? She usually says something about the hopscotch here. I don't remember if we already did that or not. I don't think we were over here before. Wall.
Missing children. Maggie Terrans, Marcus Terrans, Mathan Deach, Rochelle Kirk.
Run out of the area and come back one more time just to see if we can get it to trigger, and if not, then I'll tell you the gist of what it says. She gives a voice line about it feeling very familiar. So paired with her transfixion over the book that we just found, and one more interaction that we're going to have in the area up here. Wrong way. Just some Shadowheart backstory that I want to pick up on.
Look what we got here! Another little birdie wanting to fly! Stop this thing! Flap those wings some more, and I'll feed you a worm.
I forgot to switch back to Payne.
Hope you got a stomach for rights.
Shadowheart doesn't have any charisma for this conversation. This is your favorite scene in the entire game. Oh no. Yeah, Barcus is tied up there. We'll try and get him down. We're a deep known. We gotta look out, you know. Shadowheart. You would say not looking for trouble, I just want to pass by.
Funny. That's what our birdie wanted. Release me this instant, you beasts! Unless you want to join him up there, you best pay the toll. Tough it up!
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
In the chat, we have a comment saying, I had no idea how to read closely. I am with you. I lucked out my first time in this interaction. We'll get to it in a second, but I lucked out and picked the right one. But I didn't understand the difference between the two. All right. We can try and persuade him. That is not going to go well for Shadowheart. We could read his thoughts. We can use our Illithid wisdom. And say that we're going to let you live, and I don't think that's going to go well. Let's first try and detect his thoughts. DC of 9.
That's a lot of coin, I think.
All right, we're going to use our Illithid wisdom and say, nope, we're not going to pay anything. You're just going to let us leave. Difficulty of 2. Yes, deep thoughts.
You're a true soul.
Sure are.
I didn't know. Wouldn't dare question you, never.
A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated.
We'll leave you to it.
Thank you, sir.
All right then.
By the Sundering, the parasite allows us to influence others.
Is that the first time we've used it in this playthrough?
The free will of others could be a gift or a curse in disguise.
Or like you just approved. I saw it in the corner.
Might be dangerous in the wrong hands, but valuable in ours.
It's only valuable if we understand it, and we don't. Not yet, at least.
Okay. Through these. And between this manipulation could be useful, or we should understand them first. Let's go with that one.
Sensible.
All right. Barcus.
Should mind my step.
Don't worry, buddy. We'll get you down. We're just gonna walk over here first. Gonna trigger your other thing? Shadowheart is not triggering dialogue anymore. Okay. Sure. I'm so bummed that you guys don't get to see it. She usually gets transfixed on this statue and her hand hurts again. Okay, so what we were laughing about earlier in the chat, this level says break lever, and this one says release break lever. So we're gonna pick the break lever and try and stop the windmill from going. But if you choose the other one, very funny but very sad thing happens to Barcus.
Has to put my hands on everything.
Actually, let's... I want everyone running around. Let's go upstairs first. I cried of laughter at this point. Oh my goodness, Liz. Alright, we're just gonna pick up things to sell. All the way over there somewhere. Alright. Group up. Oh, I forgot. There's the basement. Sorry, Barcus will be right there. Important things down in the basement. Alright, we also get our speedy light feet. These are medium armor. When the wearer dashes or takes a similar action during combat, they gain lightning charges. We cannot wear... Rangers can't wear medium armor, can they? I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure rogues definitely can only wear light, but... and then we have a smoke powder satchel. So this is a heavy backpack, and it weighs not very much, but we're gonna take this baguette and some food. We're actually gonna pick up the backpack because Wyll needs one. I've been using this little pouch, but I would prefer to put his personal belongings in a backpack. Okay. Is that everything we wanted down here? I think so. Okay, Barcus, we're coming.
No traps.
Oh no! Oh, okay. That was moving again, right?
What are you waiting for?
Was I seeing things, or was the game malfunctioning there for a second?
Cut me loose!
And awfully rude. For him anyway.
Ugh. Baga Kamara. Those pustulant thugs.
They were awful.
Well, get on with it.
I'm surprised he still has that line since we're Deep Gnome. I was looking forward to some Deep Gnome specific chat here. That's a bit of a bummer. You seem a little confused.
You saved me. Now you'll extort me. That's how this works, yes?
No. I'd rather know how you got caught.
My own fault, really. I should have dropped my pack and outrun those bastards. Alas. Take
That was
my
the backpack.
pack, if you can find it.
We just picked it up.
The only reason those goblins caught me was its weight. I'll travel lightly from now on.
Sir, you had an apple and like 4 gold pieces and a baguette. I don't like that I don't have gnome-specific dialogue for him. I know what the response is when I press this, but I don't want the conversation to end.
Ignorance is alive and well, it seems.
That's not
Deep
correct.
gnomes aren't restricted to the Underdark, you know.
I know, I
I've
am
lived
one.
in Baldur's Gate for years. I'm in search of a friend. I fear he's in trouble. See this? I gave it to him years ago before I left home. I found it around the neck of a thug in the lower city. It was speckled with blood. My friend, nowhere to be found. But I still have hope. I have reason to believe he's in the Underdark. Hopefully, I'll pick up his trail from there. I always help my friends. On that note, I bid thee farewell. if we should meet again, well, we will have met again.
I am so bummed there wasn't dialogue there. And also, if I'm laughing during a serious moment during a dialogue, I'm not laughing at them. I'm laughing at chat. Chat said the baguette is very heavy. Just wanted to make that clear. All right. Well, we freed Barcus. I had been looking forward to that for a while. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of disappointed. I'm gonna see if this triggers if we run like the other ones in the shrine. I'm really sad that like not. I don't know if I should like reload the game since I'm missing both Shadowheart dialogue and I don't have anything. All right. I think that does everything that we're going to do in the Blighted Village. There is one more building we didn't check, but I'm not going to do that. Those who know, but we're just going to leave them to it. We have done all that. All right, I think my plan was to head to Joaquin's Rest next. So let's run north of here. This is back towards where the gnolls were. Always get turned around in this village for some reason. Don't know why I'm not capable of moving through it. I always want to get into this building, but I think it's just like a set piece. It's not actually something you can enter. I can't. I want the barrel.
Attention!
Okay.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
All right.
Light on my feet.
Okay, so now we're over here, and I remember to tell you the blueprints that I found are right here in case you're looking for them. We did do a murder over there, but it's okay. He was sleeping anyway. He's just taking a longer nap. We did kill him in his sleep. That helps. Wasn't peaceful, but it was in his sleep. Little jump. Here's where the carnage from last stream was. We already fought Flind and talked to Rugen. We're going to continue down the Risen Road. Lessons in Sensible Living, Part 4, Cities and How to Survive Them. On not going to cities, simply the best piece of advice for sensible folk is to avoid cities entirely. I like that. As Denise loves that advice. Much more of a not city person. On marketplaces, people often tell me, Harrington, my fleeces and turnips are worth more in a city market than in the local village. Fools, to them I say your fleeces and turnips will be robbed long before you reach the market square, and you will have only a few lumps and bruises to take home. On taverns, all sensible folk enjoy draining a mug of locally produced ale in the company of friends, but some of you may have heard the extravagant taverns that populate the cities of the Sword Coast. If body names like the Blushing Mermaid and the Wizard's Stave were not enough sufficient warning of their impropriety, let it be known that you will be robbed long before you finish your first tankard, and you will have only a few lumps and bruises for company. Hi, kitten. Good morning. It's nice of you to join us. On sewerage, we like you to keep a pot by your bedside, cast out. Okay, well, you can read that on their own if you want to. Becoming lost cities are far too large, and you'll become lost almost immediately. A fellow once told me that Baldur's Gate is actually 3 cities in one, an outer, an inner, and an upper. I believe he thought I'd be impressed, but I simply spat in his eye and sent him on his way, Harrington and Nethelin. All right, buddy. We're just gonna continue along.
Don't mind if I do.